Ahoy, ahoy, and welcome to What We Consume, a show about all the things we put into our minds and bodies. I'm your host, King Hagathorn. With me, as always, is...
Hey, it's me, Kevin. I'm in a jungle right now, sweaty and cut out of my mind with big muscles and lots of men looking at me and wanting to be just like me.
You're on one today. And we're once again joined by our good friend, Michael.
Hey, it's me. It's Michael. I'm also in the jungle, and I broke my razor shaving my face.
That's how fucking chiseled he is. He's a hard mother trucker.
It's pretty intense.
Also, right. The other day I was going down on my girlfriend, and
now you got to finish it.
Yeah, go on.
I gotta remember it. And as I was down there, I was like, "Damn, your pussy's so big! Damn, your pussy's so big!" And then she was like, "Why'd you say it twice?" I was like, "I didn't say it twice. That was the echo because your pussy's so big."
That is the most egregious version of that joke. Listen to the movie.
That's good. I'm glad that stuck with you. I think I honestly think those two jokes stuck with me more than like the rest of the movie.
That was genuinely unpleasant to hear.
I loved it. It was wonderful.
So it's been a long time since we've done a movie episode. The last movie we talked about was Gladiator, all the way back in November of 2024. Funny enough, a character from that movie does pop up into this film, the film that we watched for this week, the original 1987 classic creature feature, Predator.
Is Predator a creature feature?
Well, there's a creature. It's the name of the movie.
I guess he's a creature. I mean...
And it's a feature.
I guess, yeah. I guess we'll consider it a creature feature. I feel like, do we consider aliens creatures?
Typically, yeah.
Okay, so if they came here and we had to be interspecies with them, would you still call them creatures, or would you use their pronouns and stuff that they wanted?
I mean, I'm not going to call them a creature while I'm interspecies with them.
Okay, so let's say like we're interspecies now, and you made this podcast calling the aliens a creature, and you're running for something political, and now you get canceled because you called the aliens a creature.
I don't think the Yautja are going to mind that I called them a creature. I think they're going to care if I have a weapon and I'm good sport.
I'm just wondering.
Yeah, so we're only going to be focusing on the original 1987 movie, not the sequels, the comics, the novels, the video games, or most other aspects of the lore, since almost all that came later. Before we get started, what's your guys' experience with Predator?
Like... I was going to make a dumb joke, decided not to. I was just going to be a presidential joke, but...
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I've seen Alien versus Predator. I've seen bits and pieces of Predator 2, and I've seen bits and pieces of this original one before watching it this time around.
Yeah, I think a lot of mine, because I grew up during the Alien versus Predator time and like all of those more action-y movies and stuff, most of mine is more in tune to that. There was a scene that I not vague. What's the one where like clearly remember? I guess I'm gonna go with that. Vividly remember, to where they're in the jungle, but it's like super daylight out and they're all like walking through it. But it's not in this movie. Like it's different because they're sneaking the whole time. In this one, they're not like. So it had to be from 2 or one of like the Alien versus Predators or something. I don't know. No, 2's in the city, isn't it?
Yeah, 2's in LA. Then Alien vs. Predator is in a pyramid in the Arctic. Alien vs. Predator Requiem has a forest, so maybe that.
Maybe. I don't know. I know I've seen stuff from this movie, but as watching it, I don't remember it. Mainly because if I would have watched this movie, I would have just I'm just thinking about how ripped most of the guys are. Mainly Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers. Like, dude, his abs and shit but they just had to do the part to where he's fucking ripped.
Yeah, they look incredible in this, that's for sure. So you guys didn't really like grow up with this movie specifically?
No.
Oh man,
I don't even think I know we've done Alien and stuff. To be honest, after rewatching both of that movie and this movie, I don't think I actually grew up with any of like the original stuff. I think all of my memories are from like the
The
sequels that
sequels
are
or
like Alien versus Predator stuff, and like my mind has kind of mixed in some of that other things from maybe like late night TV watching and shit.
yeah, or just like flipping through channels and catching a
Yeah.
scene or something like that. So like this, most of this film is seared into my brain. Like if I had to do a podcast on this movie without rewatching it, I probably could have. That said, I did rewatch it twice. Any excuse to rewatch Predator is a good one. But like both what's on camera, like what you see and everything, and also just the lore behind it. Like I've seen this movie so many times that I could hear a snippet of audio from another room, and I could, with like 95% accuracy, tell you exactly what scene it is.
That's insane, to be honest, King. That's why do you like this movie so much?
Because it's fucking awesome. Idiot.
I wish I had that opinion.
I'm actually a little concerned because Mike keeps saying, yeah, it was a movie. And I don't know what he like. I watched it and like I think this is, to be honest, like my first full watch through. There was nothing like bad I can say about this movie. It was enjoyable and it like besides like the jokes and that thing, but like
What was
it
wrong with the
was a
jokes? That was the best
fun.
part of the movie.
It was good. I actually liked them, but I don't want to seem like a bad person for liking them. But like, there's not. I mean, it was fun, and it's like outlandish, and it's more of like a horror movie than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be actiony, but there's like parallels with Alien and this. Like they tried to make it more like horror-y and suspenseful.
Yeah, this is a slasher movie, and Arnold is the final girl with the big titties.
I mean, he's definitely got big titties in this movie.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with his body in this. He looks good.
He looks incredible,
Yeah.
and we'll get into that in a little bit. Like
if I looked like that, I would have my shirt off right now.
if my first viewing of this was this year, like I would appreciate it for what it was, but I would not have the level of like reverence that I do have for it because I grew up with this movie. Like I saw this movie and was like, this is so cool. Like I played with my action figures for like making up new scenes for this. Like I like wrote short stories about this. Like I was never very good at drawing, but like I tried to draw the Predator. Like every part of this was just so cool for me. And it is very dated and pretty cheesy, but it still holds a lot of weight for me. Mike, if you didn't grow up with it, I can understand why it's not really hitting anything.
I didn't hate it or anything like that. It was just, I don't know. It didn't click for me.
It is very much a product of its time.
Yeah, I mean it is by far like a 80s action / like suspense horror movie. Like the definition of like it is like so stereotypical in that like genre that I think that's why it's a pretty good movie.
This is also like
Alien more than I liked Predator, but that's just me. Maybe I like more like being trapped in space and the isolation of it sort of thing than stuck in the jungle in some Latin America place, I guess.
Yeah, Valverde. Yeah, and also like Alien has a lot more like horror tropes, whereas this like kind of misleads you that it's an action movie in the first half before like, and it's never really that scary. And part of that is because Arnold is a giant mountain man. Like,
yeah.
and if you have any experience with Arnold Schwarzenegger's movies before or after this, it's very hard to see how he won't end up on top.
Yeah,
even
like,
if he is overwhelmed.
You know he's going to like make it and win. Like I think that's probably in all of his contracts. Like I win at the end. Like
I don't think so, because like he's also willing to play other roles. Like he's willing to be the bad guy in Terminator. He's willing to be like kind of the comic relief in Junior or Twins. Like or he's willing to be silly like in Kindergarten Cop. Like he's got a lot more nuance than say like Dwayne The Rock Johnson or Vin Diesel or Jason Statham, where like it genuinely is in their contract, like they can't lose.
Yeah, well, I actually, to be honest, out of all of their movies, like I actually think I like Arnold's like collection of movies more. There are a couple of like really good like The Rock movies that I like, and a couple of good like Vin Diesel movies that I like. But most of Vin Diesel's stuff, it was like his old things. Once he got into like once he became the bigger actor and stuff, like I'm done. Like there's something about his mind and where he went. Like when he was like Riddick and then Pitch Black and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
Riddick and Pitch Black
great.
is fucking awesome.
And then the first couple of like Fast and Furious movies are really good, but then it like escalated to where he was like a god tier driver and like just a craziness. And I didn't like that as much. And then the same like The Rock has a couple of like those spurts of movies out there too that I like really enjoy. But Arnold's like, I mean, Arnold's even got a Christmas movie that I love. So that, but he's also like a product of his time. But he's also got the like one of the greatest series of all times, which is Terminator. That he's like the main character, and then he's got some of the best one-liners and just I don't know. There's something about Arnold that I actually do enjoy, and I enjoy listening to Arnold's philosophies more than I enjoy listening to like The Rock's philosophies, especially about like working out and other things.
Arnold's just got a lot more like he is a very smart man. Like like despite him being a fucking mountain and like having a kind of goofy accent with all the you know, like he is genuinely like he is like pretty smart, and he's also like very like thoughtful with what he's gonna do next, like his next moves, like and that's why I don't know if you guys know this, like the rivalry between him and Sylvester Stallone, like Arnold kind of outplayed him several times, including one where Arnold like purposely pretended to be involved in a movie and then passed, and then like back and forth until Stallone was like, no, I'll do it, and took it, and it ended up being Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, which
I have no idea what that is.
Hold up very well. But
then they were all in the Expendables together.
Yeah, Arnold also like really likes to play pranks and like and like use psychological warfare on like his rivals, typically in like pretty good humor, but like he will fuck with you, and he does that in this movie a couple of times. Look, on the making of this movie,
yeah, I think he once he got out of bodybuilding the first time before he came back, I think he was like, I wanted to get into that. And then eventually he got to it and he was like, he understood how to play the game to get where he wanted to go and like do things and boast his image even more. And I think that was significant. I don't think any of the three that we named like ever have like a true depth of movie. Now I haven't watched that new Rock movie that they all say like maybe he gets a little bit more depth in, but I think Schwarzenegger also understands like where he was at the time and what he wanted to do.
Yeah, The Rock did like in his early acting, like after the Scorpion King and the Mummy Part 2, like he did have a couple of movies where like he wasn't playing The Rock, and like there was like some nuance there, and then like he just found like this is where I make my money, and like I think his ego got the best of him, and all like I think it all swirled together to where he is kind of a one note.
He made he made himself one dimensional, but like I think he also maybe wanted to be that big blockbuster guy, like just because.
Yeah, I mean, like who doesn't like it would be really cool
if I could do it. I would definitely do it.
Sure. All right. The other thing is just like I really love the Predator, because the Predator was the coolest monster to me growing up. It's the one I saw the most because this shit played on TV all the fucking time. And and it's also cool because like it's still mysterious because like you don't see it for most of the movie, but it's also well defined. Like the creature's lore definitely expanded after this, but just in this first movie, like it had enough that like it gave enough room for people to build off for the sequels, the novels, the comics, the video games, and like I consumed the shit out of that stuff. Like I didn't read all of it, but I've read quite a few of the books, several of the comics. I've played several of the games. I've watched. I think at this point the only one I haven't seen is Predator: Killer of Killers because it's on Disney Plus and I don't have Disney Plus, so I haven't gotten around to it.
I have no idea what that is.
It's an animated anthology.
Oh, okay.
And I've seen some clips on YouTube that seem like it'll be all right, but you know, I'll get around to it eventually.
I've meant to watch like Prey because Prey looked really good, and I just hadn't gone out of my way to check those movies out.
I really liked Prey.
Prey's great.
Yeah, like this is still probably my favorite, like largely because of the nostalgia. I think Prey is a slightly better movie of it.
Right.
Yeah, like critically, for sure.
Yeah.
Prey, like if you didn't like this, Mike, I do think you would like Prey. You also like women leads and shit a lot too.
Yeah, how fucking dare you like women?
Fucking weird.
Well, I just think like for some reason he gravitates more towards that.
Yeah, I think that lead has a bit more nuance and like actual like story to her, whereas this is basically just like there is like some backstory dropped in like their other campaigns and everything, but like it's mostly just like we're just big strong men and we needed to be stuck in the jungle, like
right.
Yeah. And I gravitate towards that because I want to be a big strong man sweating in the jungle.
Yeah, I don't mind it, but it is arguably more one-dimensional. And then like growing up, Predator, like I can't remember exactly what year it was, but it was either the like late 80s or early 90s. Fox was like, hey, we have both the Alien franchise and the Predator series. We should combine them. So then they started doing comics of Alien versus Predator, books of Alien versus Predator, video games, etc. And I consumed the shit out of that too because I love both series. So yeah, I'm in the deep end on this stuff.
I do think like the Predator, just this is me. I think he looks more badass than the Alien, but that's just me. Like there's something about, but I think that's because I also like he's more looks more like a human, and then he has like claws and shit and.
Well, he also has gadgets,
lasers.
which like and technology, which gives him like more versatility. Whereas like the Alien, like there are variations, but largely it's just the Alien can sneak around and pounce on you, and like it's got claws, a tail, and a second mouth that'll eviscerate you, or it can turn you into a fucking egg.
Yeah.
Or incubator. So, yeah. Not all Predator stuff is very good. Some of it is pretty trash. However, I have a soft spot for almost all of it. Having said that, let's get into the pre-production. So the original idea for the script came from a joke going around Hollywood. Basically, Rocky IV had released in 1985, where Stallone fights Ivan Drago, played by Dolph Lundgren, who's a much bigger man than him. This was after defeating Clubber Lang, who's played by Mr. T in Rocky III, who's like kind of a crazy character, and Mr. T is also kind of a like larger than life character. And then before that, he had 2 back-to-back face-offs with Apollo Creed, who's played by Carl Weathers, in Rocky 1 and 2. And the first Rocky won several awards, including Best Picture, and it was nominated for several others. So by the time Rocky IV was released, the series had gone from like a serious sports drama to a larger-than-life, almost superhero franchise, where Rocky basically single-handedly defeated the Soviet Union with his southpaw style.
Hell yeah!
I mean, he stopped. He stopped the Cold War. He ended it.
Yeah. So the joke that was going around Hollywood was that for Rocky to face off against like an even bigger, like more, because sequels always have to like get bigger and more explosions and everything. Rocky would then have to fight an alien in order to like get to a new level.
Yeah.
So with this idea, two brothers, Jim and John Thomas, penned a script about a group of alien sport hunters coming to Earth to hunt the deadliest prey imaginable, human beings. They then shopped it around. It took them a while to find someone, like, to convince anyone to actually read it. Eventually, 20th Century Fox got their hands on it. And so Fox gave it to Joel Silver as the hands-on producer. And Silver is he's a pretty well-known name now, but, like, specifically 80s and 90s action, Joel Silver is all over the place. Like Die Hard, Commando, Predator.
So some of the biggest ones.
Yeah, and like he is all over the place. Like if there's action, there's a pretty good chance he's involved. But like even to this day, he's still doing stuff. But like 80s and 90s is where like you really see his signatures in the work. They also needed a director to match, and they originally tried to get directors like Ridley Scott or Brian De Palma, but they all passed because they didn't want to shoot a monster movie in the jungle because they were like, that sounds fucking terrible. And it turns out they were right. So unable to get them, they were able to get John McTiernan, who would prove himself more than capable of handling action movies. He would go on to direct Predator, Die Hard, The Hunt for Red October, and The Last Action Hero all in a row, which is like a hell of a three-peat.
That is, with the last Action Hero being the wildest one. That movie's insane.
That movie is also written by Shane Black, who's in this movie.
Okay.
There's a lot of like strings attached between the people in this. It's very fascinating. He also directed the 13th Warrior, which it's not the best movie, but it's one of my cult favorites. And then he went to prison for a while. So like that's why you don't hear him much anymore.
What was the prison for?
I think he was using a private eye to stalk his ex, and I think he also had some like tax troubles.
Tax evasion's fine. I don't care about that one. Stalking your ex is a little weird.
Yeah. I looked into it a while
how sexy
back.
She is.
No,
I think most of the time was because of the tax evasion or like something to do with taxes or revenue or something, like
right.
Some kind of financial crime is what gave him most of the time, and then like that was also part of it. Anyways, so after that, they were able to get Arnold Schwarzenegger as the lead, and he had just worked with Joel Silver and Bill Duke on Commando from 1985. According to Schwarzenegger, he liked the idea but wasn't super interested in being largely alone against a group of aliens, and wanted something more like the Wild Bunch or Magnificent Seven, where he'd be in a team of elite soldiers being hunted by those predators.
I think to be honest, I think that's a better thing. Like, I think it plays up the predators more than if it was like him alone just decimating them.
Yeah, and also like 6 months after this is The Running Man, where that's essentially what he's doing, except it's against human stalkers. But they're like giant beefcakes as well. So like I can imagine that might have played into him being like, could we, kind of shake this up a little bit? But that also, like, that's also what I was talking about with like Arnold, like, is really thoughtful when it comes to his next movies. Like, I could do this, but like it's kind of stuff we've already seen before. Could we, kind of shake this up a bit?
Yeah, can I be a superhero in a Christmas movie?
That comes later.
Well, he wasn't the superhero. He was a regular guy.
Any person can be a superhero.
He wasn't the superhero till he put on the mask.
Haven't you learned anything from superhero movies?
No, because I don't get to be the superhero ever.
Yeah, you act more like the villain, brother.
Whoa, Mike, you better take that back.
That sounds like more of a you problem.
If there's any villains here, it's you.
Nah.
So the script went through some changes, and eventually it was decided it would be one Predator and a group of commandos. I imagine that would also made it like quite a bit cheaper. To make this work, they needed to cast some guys as large as life as the Terminator himself. So that included Bill Duke and Carl Weathers, both good actors, Sonny Landham and Jesse the Body Ventura, both giants. Finally, Richard Chavez and Shane Black, who were the runts of the litter as the only two members who were under 6 feet tall. They're both like 5'10", 5'11". Shane Black specifically was cast because he'd written the script for Lethal Weapon, and the producers wanted him on set where they could ambush him to rewrite the script. They were like, get him to Mexico, and then we'll put the script in his hands, and he'll basically be forced to rewrite it.
That's fucked up.
That's producers for you. Shane Black says eventually they went back to the Thomas script, like the original Brothers script, with Shane Black's only contribution being one of the pussy jokes.
One of them? Which one do you think it was?
The second one.
Oh, good. The one that I like.
Yeah, the Echo. He would eventually direct The Predator from 2018, which is not nearly his best work. He just works a lot better when he's not doing sci-fi, as far as directing goes. Because he also did Iron Man 3, and you know.
That one was okay. I preferred it over 2, that's for sure.
Okay, that's a fair take. But like, if you've seen Kiss Kiss Bang Bang or The Nice Guys, much better movies.
Fair.
Chavez and Ventura had both served in Vietnam. Ventura trained with the Navy SEALs before being drafted to the underwater demolition team. I don't know if Chavez saw combat. Ventura did not, but they at least had like the training. Sonny Landham was considered a problem by the insurance company and they would only hire him if he was given a bodyguard to protect others from him.
Because he was lethal or just had it?
As far as I can tell, if he got drunk, he became a fucking problem.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
Yeah. Also, during his early days when he was in New York, he was in several porn productions, and like when I read that afterwards, it was like for financial reasons. It's like, yeah, that's what most people are doing porn for. Like, there's not a whole lot of porn stars who are in it for the love of the game.
Hey, You never know. Hold on real quick. Hold on. Don't move forward.
Okay.
Bro, Mike, guess what school Sonny Landham went to?
Was it somewhere in our hometown?
Yes. It was one of the boarding schools, or the only boarding school.
Boarding schools? Like the prep school?
Yeah.
Oh my god, no way.
Yeah, he went to that school.
That's crazy.
He's from Canton, Georgia.
Huh.
I'm glad
crap.
I'm glad you looked that up because I had seen that, meant to write it down and forgot.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. So that's the crew. I sent you guys an image of them in their full attire just to keep them in mind.
I could take them.
I'm sure you could. In what way?
I could at least take the guy with the glasses. The other ones could be a little problem.
In what way, Kevin?
You know what way?
Sexually.
Don't start sexualizing me.
You were just sexualizing me before we started.
No, it's not on
Several
camera.
times.
It's not. I didn't. None of it's recorded.
Unprompted.
So I don't think it's real. You don't have my emails.
Oh, yeah, I wish. So they filmed in Mexico. Although in the film, Blaine and Mac comment how thick the jungle is, like, quote, made Cambodia look like Kansas. They, like, for the filming of this, they quickly realized that dense jungle looks pretty shit on screen when there's, like, no draw distance. Like, if your sight line is, like, 4 feet, there's not a lot you can do with that. So instead they had to go for, like, thinner areas, or they had to, like, gently trim or, like, move aside certain leaves just so that they could see some distance.
Right.
Or they had to like get to an area with like less dense jungle and then build like fiberglass trees to stick in there just to make it appear thicker. And their first couple of weeks was essentially boot camp to get the actors to move and act like they were real soldiers. So Chavez and Ventura kind of had an upper hand in this, but the rest of them like needed to learn hand signals and how to like move like relatively quietly and like look the part. Although none of them ever aimed down sights, which is classic 80s.
Dude, I was
Yeah.
about to bring that up. The first big fight scene, everybody's just hip firing that son of a bitch, and they're hitting everything.
Yeah.
They're not missing. I was like, there's no fucking way.
Yeah, there is no ADS in the 80s.
It's just non-existent.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in their spare time, the whole cast had a largely unspoken workout competition. Carl Weathers would wake up at 4 a.m. to exercise in secret, so when he walked on set, everyone would assume he just naturally looks that amazing.
Jeez.
If he bumped into others at the gym, he'd casually comment on their workout. He'd just be like, "Oh wow, you guys have lifted heavy today." Anyways, later, and then he would just like turn around and walk out, wait for them to leave, and then go work out. Arnold would run for an hour to an hour and a half every morning, then hit the gym for like half an hour until the bus came, take him to set. They'd go do their full day of shooting. When they got back, he would run again and work out again.
There's so much physical activity there.
Well,
Yeah.
you could tell like how like lean Arnold was during that time, and he must have like with all the cardio and all the stuff that he was doing, because he's super lean to be like doing a movie and everything. He probably felt terrible.
Maybe, but like, you know, when you get into like a really good like routine of working out like on a daily or like a semi-weekly basis, like sometimes it gets like borderline addictive. So
Yeah, but when you get that, I don't know where his body naturally sits, but when you naturally sit at like a lower body fat percentage, like if he's under 15 at all, you can start like feeling just bad and stuff in general, which he's got good genetics and he was on like roids and stuff for a long time. So he may actually be like in that 15 range. He's just, I think his arms and like his abs and stuff don't hold a lot of fat.
yeah. Chavez, Poncho, Chavez also didn't want to be outdone, so he was working out pretty much as he could. But he got so decimated by mosquitoes, he had to remain clothed for much of the film,
Jesus Christ.
both to protect him and to hide the bites.
Jeez.
It's such a bummer, because I like, oh, poor bastard. One day, Ventura was in Arnold's wardrobe trailer and found a tape measure that showed that Ventura's arms at the bicep were a whole inch bigger than Arnold's. In his own words, quote, "The biggest thrill for me was when we hit the wardrobe and I happened to view Arnold's wardrobe tape. And when my arms taped out 1 inch bigger than Mr. Olympia's, yeah, that made Jesse Ventura feel pretty good."
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, it's
Ventura-
the dick measuring contest. The whole movie, it sounds like.
Probably. Ventura felt so good about it, he bet Arnold a bottle of champagne that his arms would measure bigger. They agreed, and Ventura was shocked to see that instead of Arnold's arms being 1 inch smaller than his, they were actually 3 inches bigger.
Yeah, like I don't know what he was, dude. Arnold's peaks are so big, like you're not gonna beat his biceps.
Well, this was because Arnold correctly guessed that Ventura, or at least someone, would get curious and told Wardrobe to tell them that, like, that's what his measurement was,
Oh,
specifically to
God.
bait them into a competition.
I can't believe any of them thought they would beat him.
I mean, Jesse Ventura is a big dude, but yeah,
but Arnold's like known for he's known for like his peaks and his chest,
true.
like, and then taters on him.
Them taters.
Yeah.
Dude, he's got some big taters. He's known for his taters.
Sure. So the Predator itself was a bit trickier. The original design had been described as, quote, like a duck, like Master Splinter, a big bug man, and simply awful. Have you guys ever seen the original design?
No.
All right, here, I got a couple links for you. I bet you guys don't know who played him either.
I looked it up. I forgot who it was.
All right, well, we'll get into it in just a minute.
There is no way that was the first design.
This was the original design, like up to when they were on set.
That is awful.
Well, ignore the red. The red is specifically for the camouflage effect.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at the second picture. Yeah, that's not like terrible. It looks kind of like a werewolf.
It's a weird werewolf.
I can see the werewolf. It looks like an anteater werewolf. Like, I don't know.
Sure.
Anyway, if Mike had a sister, that's what it would look like.
I had like 3 sisters.
Ah, shit! I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
Asshole. So, yeah, it's a big, awful, and like relatively generic bug man. Like it looks like a knockoff of Alien.
A little bit.
And the man inside that big, awful bug duck was none other than the muscles from Brussels himself, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Huh.
Did that not send correctly?
It didn't send us like a link, but we can copy it. Go to.
Let me see if I tried again.
I copied it. Oh, I didn't bring anything up though.
Okay. Yeah, fine. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Oh wait, here we go. I'll send this one instead. See if this one works. There we go.
Kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so this was before Jean-Claude Van Damme hit it big. His previous acting credits up to this point were largely minor roles like moviegoer, man in garden, gay karate man, and finally a more substantial role as Ivan Krasinski the Russian in No Retreat, No Surrender, which is not a good movie.
Wait, hold on. Did you say gay karate man?
Gay Karate Man is one of his IMDb
There's
credits.
a movie. There's a legitimate movie out there called Gay Karate Man.
No. That's the character he played in the movie.
Oh, okay. So he was a guy that was gay that did karate.
It just says Gay Karate Man. I'm assuming it's like a fairly offensive 80s gay stereotype who happens to do karate, but
maybe it's just because he could do like the split. So they were like, he's got to be gay.
He's gotta be.
He's got to be gay. Any man that could do a split like that's gay.
Yeah, we know what Blaine would call him. No?
Yeah, I know. I know he said an offensive word. I just can't remember which one. Is it the F one?
Oh, I forgot about them using the F word in the movie.
I'm genuinely kind of surprised they only said it once, but yeah, he calls everyone else slack-jawed F words because they aren't chewing his chaw.
You wouldn't want them to chew his chaw.
You gotta. If you're not a chaw chewer, then I guess you are. I've never put any of that stuff into my mouth, and
I've never done
never will.
Tobacco.
Yeah, no, that's a step beyond me.
Disgusting.
So Van Damme assumed that this could be his big break until he found out that not only was he in a hideous Bugman costume that hid his face, but that his character would be invisible for most of the movie.
No, barely.
He is invisible for a long time.
Yeah, he would end up departing the movie partway through, and everyone has a different version of why. They range from he was too short, he threw a tantrum and broke the costume, he refused to do an unsafe jump, he didn't want to get hurt before the filming of Bloodsport, and nobody on set liked him, etc. Like, just a dozen different reasons, like, depending on who you ask.
I think wasn't Bloodsport like his big... that was his actual big break, right?
Yeah, and it like, I think his version is that he got the news that he would be the lead in Bloodsport while he was like in contract to do this, and then he was worried that he would hurt himself in this and then like have to drop out of Bloodsport.
It's kind of understandable.
Yeah, and also he just like hated this whole setup, so he's just like, fuck that. So for one reason or another, he departs. And around that same time, McTiernan realized the creature design was dog shit and wouldn't work, so he asked for a new design. So Joel Silver called in a favor after Arnold suggested a friend of his. That friend was Stan Winston, who they had worked on Terminator together. We might remember Stan Winston for his assist that he gave the production of the dog kennel scene in The Thing, or more likely his more substantial work like the first 2 Terminators, where he became friends with Arnold, or Jurassic Park, or Aliens, and a host of other memorable effects. R.I.P. to Stan Winston. Winston started with inspiration from Joel Silver's Office, a picture of an otherworldly Rastafarian warrior. I think you guys can see how that translates.
Yes.
And then James Cameron chimed in. Cameron and Winston were on a flight to Japan for a press tour of Aliens that had released the year before. And Stan Winston was drawing out some sketches, and James Cameron just looks over and he's like, you know what I'd really like to see? A creature with mandibles. He's like, all right, freak.
Creature with what?
Mandibles.
Oh, yeah.
From Stan Winston's School of Art, Character Arts, quote, and I said, that's an interesting idea, and I started drawing the now famous mandibles of the Predator. So, between the Rastafarian painting in Joel Silver's Office and the mandible idea from Jim Cameron, I came up with Stan Winston's Predator, and I take complete credit for it, even though I had nothing to do with it. So, with the new creature design, they needed someone much bigger than Jean-Claude Van Damme to don it. They found 7'4" Kevin Peter Hall, whose impressive height brought the larger-to-life Predator to the screen, where he could easily dwarf even the tallest among the commandos. And for a reference, here's him beside some normal-sized people.
Yeah, 7 foot tall is pretty huge.
Yeah.
Good golly almighty.
And he was apparently, like, the best person to work with on set. Like, no matter how sweaty and awful it was, like, he would stay in costume until, like, they gave him, like, a chance to cut. Like, he wasn't like, I can't take anymore, like, you know, and he was like stoked. He was like, yeah, I get to hunt Arnold in the forest. Like,
yeah, that's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, but he should have been a basketball player. I mean, 7'4", you're kind of like wasting your time doing anything else, you know?
I mean, he could be uncoordinated as shit.
I don't know. If I was
Although
he looked
pretty good with some of his jumps in this movie. Unfortunately, he would end up getting a blood transfusion that had HIV infected blood in it and would die in the early 90s.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's Mike's fault. Mike didn't knock on wood in the 90s when he was born, and he did that to him.
It's pretty fucked up, Mike.
What year was it?
Early 90s. I'm not sure. It was probably before you were born.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. It was probably Kevin's fault then.
Yeah.
Whoa. This is my joke.
Yeah,
can't change it on me.
Turned it around on you, buddy.
Uno reversed you. Winston would end up getting a nomination for a Visual Effects Academy Award. They did not win, but it was nominated. Funny enough, another film that year also got a Visual Effects Award. Harry and the Hendersons. It's a Bigfoot movie.
Yeah, I love it. Didn't it? Was that the one with John Candy or one of them?
Not John Candy.
No, who is it?
John Lithgow.
Are you
I know
sure?
the name, but I don't know the face. Do what?
Pretty sure it was Lord Farquaad.
Yeah, John Lithgow. That's who I'm thinking of. Yep.
Yeah, so that creature design also got an Academy Award nom, and it was played by...
Isn't there a John Candy movie where they get stuck outside somewhere too?
The Great Outdoors.
Okay, no, I knew there was something.
Or there's also the one where he's like basically like one half of a like Lewis and Clark type deal, but I can't remember. That's Chris Farley.
Yeah, that is Chris Farley.
In any case, Harry from Harry and the Hendersons was also played by Kevin Hall.
Okay. Good job, Kevin.
Yeah, he did good work.
This is how Kevin was born. Kevin Hall died from the transfusion, and then
a new Kevin was born.
The new Kevin was born. So it is Kevin's fault. Good job, buddy.
You're welcome.
Damn, he really Uno reversed you. So for the camouflage effect, they had a completely red suit in the shape of the Predator. It worked like a green screen or a green suit or a blue suit would work on a green screen today, where you can just key it out and it like just leaves a hole that you can, stick in whatever scene you need. So they had that, but because it's on location shooting where like the jungle is green and the sky is blue, red obviously became the choice to key out. But then once that red was removed, they shot the scene again with a wider lens so that when the keyed out suit was overlaid, it basically filled in that like distortion between like the 30% difference in lenses. And so it has that like warped distortion. So it kind of just looks like, something shimmering there.
It's kind of a cool idea.
Yeah. So last things before we get into the story, Alan Silvestri is the composer. He's worked on Avengers Endgame, Back to the Future, Forrest Gump. And Donald McAlpine is the cinematographer. He's had an interesting career where like it's mostly like romantic movies like Moulin Rouge, Romeo and Juliet, or like comedies like Mrs. Doubtfire. But then he's also done like Patriot Games and Clear and Present Danger. But this is like kind of a pretty interesting departure from like most of his credits. And then finally, the voice of the Predator, particularly the clicks, was done by Peter Cullen, who you guys might know better as the voice of Optimus Prime.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Roll out.
What?
I was just saying Autobots roll out.
I see. Whatever he had worked on prior to this had kind of like been a lot of screaming and stuff. So like it had messed with his voice quite a bit. So for this one, he went with that like signature, like clicking, like the,
How many times have you practiced that in your house as you were growing up because you were obsessed with this?
Oh, so many times. I used to be better at it. My tongue's gotten lazier.
I bet King does that when he's going down on a lady. That's his secret technique.
That's crazy. I could see it.
I don't think that would do much.
He's hunting that pussy like the Echo.
Yeah, and it's as big as a house.
Big as a house.
Hey, I was just trying to relate back to the movie,
When I was working on a film in New York, like a decade ago, the lead actress could do a really convincing velociraptor growl.
Oh, nice.
And I was just like, fuck, I thought I was attracted to you before.
Did you do your alien clicks?
No. Well, maybe. I don't remember. Whatever it wasn't impressive enough. All right. So now we get to the story. The first shot is a spaceship, and we get like the theme, the Invaders theme. I want to know, do you guys think it was a mistake to show the alien ship at the beginning of this movie?
If I didn't realize what it was about initially, I probably would. I don't think it really detracted anything, honestly.
I think because I haven't thought about it. I think if you don't show it, that kind of does build more mystery and more suspense into like what actually is this thing. I don't know.
I've listened to a lot of like reviews and like just talking about Predator, and like I've seen like just over the years, and I've seen quite a few people say like, oh, they shouldn't have shown that because that like shows that it's an alien at the beginning, and it's like, well, yeah, but like there's not a whole lot of mystery. I mean, like it's got heat vision, and then like on Kill 2 you see it like shoot a laser through someone. Like,
hey, it could have been Russians with advanced technology.
I mean, it's called Predator.
They weren't really going for the Russian thing, though.
They were Russians. They were Russians.
There were Soviets, barely.
Barely.
I don't know. I to me, like, I don't think it took away from anything that much. Like, and if it did, it's not noticeable.
Yeah, I personally don't have a problem with it. I've just seen a lot of people talk about like, oh, well, you shouldn't have shown that it's aliens at the beginning, and I really don't think that sets back the movie at all. Like,
no,
you're gonna know pretty quickly that it's alien.
Something advanced at least.
like it's either aliens or a cryptid, but because it has heat vision that looks like, you know, technology heat vision, and because it's got a fucking laser, I think you get the idea that it's aliens pretty quickly. This is also the 80s, so. All right, so then we get to Guatemala, where the helicopter's coming in. The general and Dylan are prepping. First hint at the team and their civvies. Arnold just aura farming as the last to get off the chopper. Like, he's sitting there, sunglasses on when it's like dusk or dawn. Lights up. Everyone else gets off. Everyone else carries their bag off. He throws his off, climbs out, then picks it up.
Dude, the opening scene when him coming out, it's epic. It's making him look like the man.
I also just love that, like, or like, you know, like the theme.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I feel after I get done working out and then I look in the mirror. I feel like how Arnold felt when he was walking off the helicopter.
Yeah, that's fair. And we also get the ultimate handshake, which, like, is still alive today. You know,
Yep,
like,
that is memed on all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, like, can you blame them? It looks awesome. Like,
yeah, I mean, they look intense. Was that in the script, or were they just like dick showing?
I'm not sure. I think it was probably in. I think it was probably in like a later version of the script. It's like, all right, we got these big old beefy boys. We got to get like this manly handshake.
Yeah, I love the cut for it too, because it just cuts. And it's them doing the handshake.
Yeah, just straight up like nothing but their arms. And I also like that it turns into an arm wrestling competition in the air. Like it's not like formal or anything, but it shows that these guys do have camaraderie, and this is something they've done before. Like, so there is like a history between the two.
Right.
And then, like, throughout this movie, they mentioned Berlin, Libya, Cambodia, and Afghanistan. All spots where if you look up what America was doing in those places during the Cold War, you wouldn't feel as bad about most of the team being eviscerated. Like, these guys are not good guys. Like,
no, they were good guys because he didn't do that stuff. He continuously said that he didn't take those jobs.
But he clearly did.
Hey, Schwarzenegger's character is a good guy.
I mean, like, relatively, sure. Dutch also notices that this is a little bit fucked from begin with. Like, he's like, why was your cabinet minister on the wrong side of the fucking border? And they're like, they got lost. And Dutch claims that his team is a rescue team and not assassins. And even Dylan and the general are like, yeah, fucking right. Like, they share a glance like, sure, dude. Anyways.
They're not. They are a rescue team. They're just a very good at killing rescue team. It's not their fault that they have specific skills for specific things that allow them to rescue people specifically with killing people.
Yeah. Arnold also claims their team always works alone, which is just like classic, like 80s, like, no, you don't understand. I have to do this myself. Like, this movie is peak 80s. And the general tells them they all have their orders, which is why Dylan will evaluate the situation and take charge, and he's going with them. Also, during this movie, Schwarzenegger got Weathers hooked on cigars because like Schwarzenegger was just constantly smoking a cigar, and like at one point they're like sitting and waiting for like the next scene, and he's just like Carl Weathers keeps like looking over at it because like up to this point, Carl Weathers is like, there ain't no goddamn way I'm putting tobacco in my body. Like, have you seen how hard I've sculpted this body? I'm not ruining it with tobacco. And he keeps looking over at Arnold, and Arnold's just like, you want one? He's like, yeah, all right. And then, like, a week later, he sends like Carl Weathers an entire box of cigars, and he's just like, I guess this is just who I am now.
Cigars galore.
Yeah. There are a lot of cigar scenes in this movie.
There really is.
So then we get the helicopter ride. We get to listen to Little Richard's Long Tall Sally as the helicopters are flying in. And this kind of gives us more of a chance to meet the team. Like, the different makeups give each guy a personality. Dutch's quickly wears off besides the jawline enhancing, but like most of them have like some of it on their face for the rest of the movie. And it does, like, each one of them is unique, except for Mac, who is just dry shaving in the back and is, I guess, like, too black for face paint.
No, he put black face paint on his face.
Like, the makeup artist was like, yeah, so, like, we just decided to, like, darken any light spots so that he would be even darker. It was like,
Okay.
you know, that's the way to do it. Yeah, Blaine offers chewing tobacco. Mac does not put on makeup. He just dry shaves like a flagellant. Poncho tests Hawkins' reflexes, and Hawkins, while looking at the map or a crossword, whatever the fuck he's looking at, still, like, catches it without even looking, which shows that, like, even though those two are, like, the runts as far as the, like, this group of men is concerned, like, they are the smallest, but they're still, like, clearly capable.
Yeah, just in this little helicopter scene, it shows that they're, like, truly elite soldiers.
For what they are, yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, they're supposed to be, like, the most elite of the elite, I'm assuming.
Yeah, somewhere along that lines. It also shows just, like, their camaraderie and, like, how they all interact with each other. Like, Blaine and Mac clearly have, like, a like, relationship, like, themselves.
Yeah, they're gay. They just can't say it back then, otherwise they would be kicked out of the military.
I mean, that's certainly possible, but, like, at the very least, they have, like, a brothers in arms that, like, the rest of them, that they don't share with the rest of them.
Right.
And also, Billy's just putting on simple eye black like a ball player, like, to relieve glare. The makeup artist claimed that was Native American inspired. I don't know how. Like, that, I've seen a lot of, like, interpretations of Native American face paint. I've never just seen baseball eye black, you know? Yeah.
No, I'm not in all those. I'm not in the inner circle of all the tribes.
Fair enough. We also get Hawkins' first pussy joke, which fails to make Billy laugh. Billy's, like, in his own little world. Like, he's not interacting with anyone. He's just, like, very carefully donning his makeup. Blaine continues to offer chaw. Poncho doesn't like the smell. Billy ignores him. Blaine is upset. Claims it can make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus just like me. Another banger line.
Sexual tyrannosaurus it was a crazy line. I chuckled at that. I was like, that's a fucking insane thing to say. That's an insane take on some chaw.
I also like Poncho's riposte of strap this on your sore ass. Thought that was pretty clever wordplay. And that actually does get a laugh out of Billy. Dylan tries to integrate himself with the team, talking about, like, his relationship with Dutch. He was like, oh yeah, we were in, like, this part of Vietnam together. Look, we both got these lighters and nobody gives a shit. Blaine spits on his shoe. Yeah, so they get ready to drop. They cut the radio and, like, they are locked in game mode. Once they're on the ground, we start getting the score. They find the helicopter immediately. Like, they waste no time on that. One thing I really find funny about this movie is, like, there's really not a lot of, like, fat in this movie. Like, it's a pretty lean, like, beat to beat to beat, except for, like despite how many shots are just them looking at empty jungle.
Yeah.
Which like, I think was a smart move, like, to keep having them look at the jungle, where, like, are we supposed to see anything? Are we, like, is there anything out there? But like, overall, like, this movie moves at a fucking quick pace. Like, it's, in my opinion, a pretty fast hour and 45 minutes.
I can agree. I don't think any time was wasted, and really everything had to happen. I think probably the biggest time, like, wasted is the first big fight scene of them just, like, shooting a shit ton and blowing stuff up. Like, but still, that was super fun.
Yeah. Well, it serves more purposes than that, but we'll get to it in just a minute.
I found other times where it felt like it was dragging just a tiny bit, but other than that, it was kind of just like, here's the next thing, here's the next thing,
Yeah,
etc.
I think it kind of had to do like I think the spots that you felt like it was dragging. I think those were probably times to where they were because they were trying to build um like intense spots of them like uh becoming more paranoid or more like overwhelmed by what is this predator coming after them, or like the understanding of they are the ones that are being hunted now. And I think that like messes with your brain a little bit, and you can kind of see like at least like two of them kind of go off the rails towards the end of it.
Right.
Yeah. Moving on. So they get to the other helicopter. They go inside. They see, like, Poncho reports to Dutch the pilots were executed. They realize this was not as straightforward as they claimed, and they realize, like, this is a CIA mission and not a rescue mission as they were told. Dylan plays coy, just claims they were a bunch of half-ass mountain boys, and he lies about, like, oh, I had no idea why there'd be Green Beret boots in here. Poncho asks, remember Afghanistan? Dutch responds, trying to forget it. This is the 80s. This is not a good time for Americans to be in Afghanistan. It's politically, it's very sketchy if they were in Afghanistan.
I think that's why he said he was trying to forget about it.
Perhaps.
Because he was like, shit, we just did some weird, sketchy stuff, so let me get out of here.
Yeah. Clearly I was writing this pretty late last night because I also wrote down, also makes me think of the Kandahar Giant, which is from when America was in Afghanistan in the early 2000s. Essentially, there was a story of a bunch of Marines running into a like true fairy tale giant, like redheaded man, like, and I'm talking like 20 feet tall, and like massacred a bunch of Marines until they were able to take it down. Like, have you guys heard of that story?
No.
Yeah,
That's weird.
Like it's somewhere between like an internet scary story and like a conspiracy theory, but yeah, whenever Afghanistan comes up, that's one of the numerous things I think of. That's like that, Metal Gear, and Blowback.
Little Afghanistan.
Yeah, Billy's scouting around and he finds the three bodies. This scene blew my mind as a kid. Like he like pulls back the bushes to reveal three hanging skinned bodies, and like I think just like the visual of this for me as a kid was just like, whoa, I didn't know you could do that in movies. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, show off just gore like that.
Yeah.
I think
and then
that, and then like the cuts, like the way that they made it cut and you feel kind of dizzy from it. I think that helped like disorient you enough for it to hit a little bit harder too.
yeah, and then like after that, they pull dog tags out of like a pile of organs, and it's just like, whoa, movie making is nuts.
Yeah, he does it with it. He does it with his knife and throws it to Dutch, and Dutch just is like, "I don't give a fuck about that stuff," and
Yeah.
caught it.
And he reveals that it's the dog tag of Jim Hopper, who was a Green Beret that he knew about, and he's just like, what the fuck are Green Berets doing here? So like, we know something else is going on.
So fishy.
Yeah. And then we get to the rebel camp, or the Palapo, which means palm roof, which is what the structures are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I kept hearing the word mostly in the behind the scenes, and I was just like, the fuck does Palapo mean? So I looked it up. We also get to see Sven Ole Thorsen. You guys might remember he played Tigress of Gaul in Gladiator. He's also been in like numerous Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. He played the mall cop in Mallrats. He pops up as just like mostly a large silent type in a lot of movies. But here he plays the Soviet commando or commander that executes the dude.
Well, they execute that guy quick too. Like
Yeah.
that was just like a quick shot. They didn't do any like talking or really begging or anything with it. They just showed how like serious they were.
Yeah, they killed one of the hostages. We move. So then we get the assault on the rebel camp. Oh, also, Sven Thorson, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Jesse Ventura would all appear in the same year in Running Man, like that November.
Damn.
Yeah.
Just all together like that.
Yeah.
Hey, you stick together.
Kevin, have you seen the new Running Man?
No, not yet. I haven't had a chance. And then next weekend, we're probably going to see Wicked. So,
And you haven't seen the old version, have you?
no, I haven't.
I don't think I've seen the old version other than like probably bits and pieces.
I don't know how much you would like it. It's even more 80s than this. There's even more one-liners. It's even more ridiculous. But it's a pretty entertaining movie. It just disappeared off of Netflix.
I like 80s films.
Mike's not a true millennial enough to enjoy the 80s.
Breakfast Club is one of my favorite
Oh
fucking
my
movies.
Michael likes 80s, but he doesn't like this kind of 80s.
Yeah, he doesn't like the fun stuff. Yeah, everybody likes Breakfast Club. If you don't like Breakfast Club, there's something wrong with you and you probably need therapy.
Some people don't like Breakfast Club.
Have you guys seen Commando?
No.
I know I have. I just don't I don't remember a lot of it.
Okay.
That's that's the one where he's like he's shooting like out of the chopper or something, right? He does some like crazy thing in the chopper.
No, I don't think there's really a
Is that not
chopper
it?
scene.
Maybe that's a different movie.
I don't know. You might be thinking of no.
I don't know. He's just got so many action movies at that time.
In Commando, he does like straight up jump off of a flying aircraft, like a full jumbo jet. Like he climbs down onto the landing gear and then just jumps into a bog and lands in the water, and he just gets up and runs away.
I think that's what maybe. I don't know. No, I think the movie that I'm remembering that will not that though, not the shooting one, but there's another one where somebody jumps. I think that's a Hulk Hogan movie.
Oh God!
Oh boy.
Okay, so the scene at the rebel camp's kind of interesting because it's not it's not directed by John McTiernan. It's directed by the stunt coordinator / second unit director Craig R. Baxley. He basically said the concept was to create a battle sequence that would outdo anything that had been done before.
Okay.
So just don't aim your guns.
Well, that's just classic 80s. Like nobody aims ever unless it's a sniper rifle. That's the only time you have to aim. Otherwise, it's just point that direction and shoot.
Spray and pray.
Yeah. It's very similar to the end of Commando when Arnold assaults the mansion or complex, whatever you want to call it. A lot of like dudes flipping over, like shots from underneath of guys like doing pratfalls, like with explosions behind them and everything. And then we finally do get an Arnold one-liner. He nails a guy to a fucking post with a knife and tells him to stick around.
It's a good one.
Yeah, and then he blasts Sven Thorson out the fucking wall. And then he knocks out Anna, who was behind him.
Well, didn't her gun jam?
No, she just clicked it like she was cocking the hammer.
Okay.
And then Dylan decides to take her hostage after rooting around and finally being called out as like this was a setup to make us destroy these guys. And he was like, well, yeah, these guys would have invaded whatever country is next to Valverde. I don't know what country Valverde is supposed to be. Could be Bolivia, could be Chile.
Could be any of them.
Could be Panama, could be Nicaragua. It's one of them. It's one of those ones that has brown people that want socialism. We can't have that.
No, that's bad.
Yeah. So Dylan calls Dutch's team expendable. Dutch says they are not expendable, and they take Anna with them against Dutch's wishes. We also get Mac's little like fake out with Dylan where he has him turn around and then he stabs the scorpion on his back. Anytime.
Those are cool.
That was a really cool scene. Like, damn, he got that scorpion good.
Because he'd also, like, previously Dylan had made some noise by like accidentally knocking over a log that rolled, and Mac tells him he doesn't care who he was in the real world. If he does that, if he like gives him up again, he'll bleed him and leave him to die. Which is pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
And Mac's like crazy enough in this movie where it's like that seems legitimate.
Yeah, he's definitely the craziest guy in the movie.
Yeah, and he spirals pretty hard.
Well,
so we see the
gay lover died.
Yeah, so we see the Predator's hand like hold up the scorpion and watch as like the heat finally like leaves the body, and it's clearly not a human hand. So we have more evidence that this is an alien, as if we didn't know.
It was an alien?
Turns out. Billy's also getting real spooked at this point because he's the tracker and like knows there's something out there in the jungle, but he can't see it, so he can't really like do anything about it.
But he's got that feeling.
Yeah, they're also on a short timeline now because like they made a lot of fucking noise blowing up the rebel base. So all the rebels are at least allegedly like right on their heels, so they gotta hoof it fast. The reason I think the rebel camp really works in this, despite it being like pretty generic 80s action, is because like especially Arnold, but like all of these guys are like basically action heroes. Like they're an entire squad of action heroes, and like action heroes in the 80s could just steamroll through people. Like doesn't matter what they face, doesn't matter how big the army, like if they have guns or like if they're no karate or whatever, they will just wipe the floor with an entire room full of guys, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So this like really shows in contrast with what comes next that they are like completely unprepared for it. Like both in the story and like on a meta level. Like these guys should not like face something they can't beat, and all of a sudden they're teenagers in a horror movie, basically, despite them having guns and explosions and everything. You get what I'm saying?
Really try.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I got something for it, but I want to wait like a little bit when we get into it, and I'll add to what you just said.
Okay.
Because that would skip forward a lot of the movie.
Gotcha. So several times Anna tries to escape. On her final time, she hits Poncho with a log and takes off into the woods. Hawkins is somehow the like first one on her heels out of all of them. And he finally chases her down because, I mean, she's running with her arms tied. Like, she's at a pretty hardy disadvantage. He stops her. He's pleading with her to just, like, stop running away. And, like, then he just gets eviscerated by the jungle. The jungle comes alive and takes him. And then his body gets dragged off before anyone else even gets there.
And he's dead.
Yeah, the first one to go. Which is kind of interesting because like they brought him on here to do rewrites. If like he's the first to go, like he's going to be like, all right, well, do I have to stay here? Like, right. I'm dead. We also get like a shot of him bleeding high up in the trees, which is like a great tracking shot. Another one that like really lives in my brain of just like the trailing up the blood, like up the leaves, up the tree.
Yeah.
Another one that I don't think was blurred when you saw it on TV either. Like some of the stuff was blurred, like the skinned bodies and everything, but pretty sure that shit, like you just saw it. So yeah, Hawkins is dead. They realize like they got a bigger problem than just like some rebels chasing them.
Oh, it's the rebels doing the killing and skinning that quickly.
Yeah. Then we get Blaine. We get that like fake jump scare where like something's coming, turns out to just be a porcupine. And dude, I fucking hate AI because like I was like, all right, I know that's a porcupine. Like, what is that animal? And so I typed it into Google, and like the AI stuff is the first thing that shows up, and it was like a lot of people believe that this is an. Hold on, let me find it real quick because it's so irritatingly dumb. The quote-unquote porcupine in the original Predator movie is likely a misidentification of an actual animal that appears on screen, though it's possible the user is thinking of a later movie or fan theory. In the original 1987 film, the creature is not a porcupine, but a fish-out-of-water rodent. Possibly a porcupine, squirrel, or rat. I fucking hate it, dude. It's so dumb. This is what we're building data centers that are going to drain us of clean water on Earth so that we can get this bullshit. Fucking hate it.
It is terrible. Though, and I get mad about AI at least once to 6 times a day, and I don't want to get mad right now because we'll go into a 45-minute tangent.
Yeah, we cannot allow that. But like, I'm working on an episode specifically for that coming up.
Think about how passionate I was about the voting about it. You guys haven't seen me passionate about stuff like that ever.
That's true.
Like, fuck those things.
Yeah, so anyways, he gets fake jump scared by a porcupine, and then he gets his entire chest blown open. Like, he gets cored out.
Yeah, the fucking gore for this movie is just insane.
It's fascinating, too, because, like, it's isolated in that, like, it's specifically the Predator kills that get gore. Like they rip through an entire rebel camp, and the most you see is like dust fly off of dudes when they get what they should be getting is rightfully ripped in half by a fucking minigun.
Yeah,
dude, the minigun. We should have talked about that more. That thing's ridiculous.
It is.
I love that
ridiculous.
he's just running through the jungle with a big ass minigun and then just like mowing the jungle down and everything with it.
Yeah, and Jesse Ventura, as far as I know, is the first character to run around with a minigun, like, on its own. And for the most part, they did it right. Like, it's got the battery packs, it's got the, like, extra ammo and everything. But that shit shoots, like, 3,000 bullets a minute.
It's a lot of bullets.
Yeah. Dude, it's just mows. And it shows, like, the one scene that's coming up to where they just start, like, shooting the forest, and it just, like, the forest is just cleared. Like, that's mainly minigun. Like...
Yeah, we'll get to that in just a second. But, like, to be fair, Jesse Ventura is, like, the right person to do it, just because he is, like, somewhere between 6'2" and 6'5". He is, like, every bit as big as Arnold, except, like, taller. And, like, he doesn't look like he's, like, struggling to carry it.
No.
Which is crazy. But yeah, so Blaine dies. Mac sees the Predator's eyes for a second, and then it runs off, and he just unloads. He unloads the rest of his light machine gun. Once it runs out of ammo, he picks up the minigun, just starts laying into the forest, and then everyone else who runs up just immediately starts unloading into the forest too. Like, no questions, no like aiming, just fuck it, shoot that direction.
Get that shit dead, whatever it is.
And what's funny is that Mac actually hit the Predator with his initial light machine gun. The minigun does nothing except for literally deforestation. So they hit nothing, except Anna does see that they did hit it, and we get to see that the Predator bleeds glow sticks.
It does. It bleeds bright green. Lime green.
Well, you know what they say about if it can bleed?
We can kill it. So then they set up traps and camp for the night.
Give me 1 second, because Tamron just got home, and Molly is about to go crazy.
Yeah, go for it.
Doesn't sound like she's going crazy.
I don't know why I'm out of focus.
I don't know either. Camera might just be a little funky right now.
Almost.
Okay. I'm good now.
Okay. So they camp for the night, which is crazy to me because, like, they were just talking about how they got all these rebels on their ass, and they just unloaded like several thousand rounds of ammunition.
So alerting the rebels more.
Yeah. Like, to be fair, he just says we'll camp up on that ridge. It doesn't say how far away that is, but it makes it sound like it's like right next to him. Because they don't like show it in the distance or anything, but
Right.
they camp for the night. They set up a bunch of booby traps. Mac gets his tearful goodbye with Blaine, talks about the good times, drinks the last of the booze, and leaves the flask with Blaine. And then flares start going off. They get attacked. Mac gets knocked over by something, just starts stabbing the ever-loving shit out of it. Turns out it was a pig.
Yep,
Yeah.
just
At least
a
I
little pig.
Got some food out of it.
The
Yeah.
way that he gutted it, like when it showed it, looked gross though.
It
Like
was
its little
gnarly, for
organs,
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he stabbed the fuck out of that thing. And boars are like no joke, or like jungle pigs. Like it's not
Right.
like it's not a little one. That thing could have easily killed him. I mean, it could have easily killed a normal man. These are not normal men.
These are not normal people.
Yeah, these are not just little men. And then they find out that the body is gone. So the predator came in, avoided all the tripwires, and took the body and got out without any of them noticing.
It's getting its trophies.
It is getting its trophies. It also, they deduce that it's using the trees. So then they set another trap during the daytime, and now we get to see all the men in all their muscular glory. Everyone's shirts off, pecs out, biceps out, abs out. Carl Weathers' abs are fucking nuts in this movie.
Oh yeah, they built.
Yeah, he definitely works them.
Yeah.
Good lighting. You know, he's got it.
Handsome fucking man. They set the trap. Nothing's happening. Arnold steps out, and then their trap gets set off. And then we find out that the alien has a fucking plasma caster that's just obliterates the trap. Poncho just gets logged straight in the chest. Probably cracked like every rib he had.
Dude, he got messed up.
Yeah, that was a rough thing to see happen to him.
For some reason, I always felt the worst for Poncho, and I'm not sure if it's just because he was the little guy, or what. But like he also didn't like have any like crazy moments or like do anything really offensive like at all. Like everyone's got their like little issues, but he was just there. He was just trying to do his job.
Yeah, poor Poncho.
Yeah. So Dylan finally sees the Predator as it uncloaks for just a moment, and we finally get to see the Predator as it uncloaks. And it's a cool ass design.
Yeah, I think the design of the Predator is really fucking cool.
The fishnet bodysuit like is a little goofy, but like it kind of makes sense. Like it's hot as hell. Like it needs spots to like hook shit onto. It kind of makes sense. It kind of doesn't. I I think the look is awesome, but
Well, I mean, that's why it's an iconic look, and it's been popular for 30 years.
40, almost
Whoa.
38.
Chill out with the numbers.
Yeah, it's getting old.
Okay. So Dylan finally believes. Mac takes off after it. The rest pick up Poncho to try to get to the helicopter. Dylan decides to go after Mac because like now he realizes like this is like kind of my burden because I caused this in some
he's
ways.
an idiot. He should have left Mac. He's an idiot.
I mean, it wouldn't have really mattered one way or the other.
No, but still.
Yeah. Dutch gives him his second MP5 or whatever variation that is. Don't come after me, gun people. It's an 80s gun.
He's dual wielding MP5.
He does dual wield them for a moment. Which is just a crazy thing to do, but he's got the guns for it, I guess.
He's got the akimbo perk.
He's just like Master Chief in Halo 2.
Yeah, kind of. So now the Predator is using their own sound bites against him. It tries to lure Mac with an over here. Mac catches him, points out where the Predator actually is, and then they come up with a very poorly conceived plan to go after it. Mac tries to like crawl under some logs and like tries to remain hidden. Predator knows where he is the whole time, and just blasts his head off with a plasma caster.
I mean, if the Predator couldn't see heat, that probably would have been a better idea, but
Yeah, and to be fair, they didn't know that, but
yeah. So since you brought that up, I'll ask my question. Do you guys think that if the Predator couldn't see heat, like he couldn't see them going through the jungle and stuff, do you think the 6 of them would have beat the Predator, like on a more equal playing ground, like without the heat vision? Or do you think the cloak would have been enough for them to like, or for the Predator to kill him?
I think the cloak is really the main factor, and the fact that it's up in the trees. Like, I think that's a more lethal combo than the heat vision. I mean, they're not terribly invisible. Like, there's a lot of white skin on green background.
Yeah, but still, I don't know. I feel like there's times to where if it didn't have the heat vision, I think he would have gotten got.
Yeah, I think especially later on that, like when he loses his heat vision, that, or like when Arnold figures out how to counteract it, like that definitely is the reason like Arnold stands a chance. But I think the cloaking is the far bigger matter. Mac also like sang "Long Tall Sally" while he was going crazy, like stripping down to just his gun and running off. A callback to the helicopter. Huh?
I said that probably didn't help. It did distract him enough to get them to the helicopter, though.
Some of them.
Well, one of them, right?
Yeah.
A singular one.
There's another moment when Mac gets his head blown off. Like, it shows his like leg twitching, and I think this was the first movie I ever saw where like they bring that up, that like sometimes the body just like continues to like
just has involuntary movements.
Yeah, like
post-mortem.
And I think that's a McTiernan thing, because I believe that also happens in Die Hard and probably Die Hard with a Vengeance. But like I think this was my first time experiencing it. I'd say probably like I just didn't know that was a thing until this movie.
Right.
To be fair, I watched this when I was like 8.
Yeah, that scene was also very again, all the gore scenes from the Predator killing them is absolutely monstrous.
Yeah, speaking of which, we get the next one. Dylan sees that Mac is dead. He has more of his head than he probably should, but he's dead all the same. And then he sees the Predator. He starts shooting at it. The Predator disarms him literally. And again, the gun falls to the ground and continues firing because of that twitching. Again, blew my mind. Dylan pulls out the second MP5, starts shooting with that one, and then gets gutted by the Predator. And everyone else hears the scream, and they know
it was a terrifying scream. Yeah,
yeah.
It did show that like 1-on-1. And then like that, there's no way that they could compete. Like just also the way that it blew his armor off and everything. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I like that he had he kept going in it. Like like instead of him like going down, it showed how tough he was. And then he tried to shoot him again.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's got no choice but to fight, and even that's not really a choice. So because they hear the scream, Billy decides it's time for his last stand, strips off his everything, loses his gun, pulls out his big ass machete.
Yeah, that's a knife.
And bleeds himself just to get the party started.
I kind of wish they would have shown his scene. I think that would have been a cool, see if he even bothered putting up a fight. But I guess it was just he stood no chance regardless, so they didn't even bother showing it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you guys. Do you think Billy even got a swing in, not even necessarily a hit, but even a swing?
No, I think he insta disintegrated.
Well, the other thing is, do you guys think that the Predator actually gave him a quote unquote fair fight? Do you think Predator went in with just his clawed gauntlet? Did he even drop out a camo, or did he just take him?
No, because I think the only reason he would is if he respects you as like a fighter or something. And I don't think any of them had done anything at that enough at that time for him to respect them.
I think the only thing you could say that maybe he would respect Billy is because Billy did stop and like turn and face him, and also like the entire time Billy's been the one like closest to clocking him. Like Billy's the one who's been looking directly at him.
Yeah.
He couldn't see him, but he was looking at him.
Maybe, but I don't think so.
Yeah. See, the thing is, like, part of the Predator lore is the Predator hunts, like, quote unquote worthy opponents. Uh, like, but he doesn't really. Like, he's basically like those jackasses that go to Africa to shoot a elephant or a giraffe. Like, it's not really like it's not like he's going into the jungle alone with just a knife to kill these guys. Like, he's got gadgets, he's got every advantage under the sun.
Right. Yeah.
Except for numbers.
But in their world and their stuff, that is going into the like jungle with just a knife or whatever.
Well, yeah, it's not like they're Israel that just like bombs entire city blocks or anything, but like it's not exactly fair either. So then Anna tries to pick up Poncho's gun. Dutch tells her to leave it because there's no, like, he didn't kill you because you're unarmed. There's no sport, which is a very important part of Predator lore. But again, like, it's not as sporting as like they might claim.
Right.
Poncho just gets done dirty. He just gets shot in the head, like,
yeah, instantly.
just blasted off a Dutch's shoulder.
Yeah, that was pretty fucked up. I was like, God damn, buddy.
Yeah. Anna tries to pick up a weapon. Dutch kicks it out of her hand. He gets blasted, luckily, in just the gun, basically.
Yeah.
And we get the infamous "get to the chopper."
Yeah.
That line might not get as much play as the handshake does these days, but my God, like that especially like early 2000s internet, that shit was everywhere.
Oh yeah.
He's definitely got some one-liners that transcended his movies for sure.
Yeah.
The picture and the get to the chopper thing has definitely been seen or heard more times than people have watched the first Predator.
I'd say that's probably fair. So Dutch runs for it. Anna runs to the helicopter. He runs off a different direction, falls down a hill, slides down a hill, falls down into a pool of water, falls over a waterfall, and
just
finally
anything that could happen to him is just happening to him right at that moment.
Yeah, and you'd think maybe he got away, like maybe he escaped. He lays down in some mud, just finally getting a couple seconds to collect his breath, and then the Predator drops in the water behind him. Dutch like sits up, like basically he's stuck, like he's got nothing, no way to fight. He just sits there, and that ends up saving his life because the mud smeared all over him is cold enough to hide his body heat for the small amount of time the Predator looks for him.
Yeah. Also, he had just taken a dip in the water, so I'm sure his body heat was also lower. I mean, it's probably mostly just the mud, but I'd like to think that him having a little dip kind of helped cool him off a little bit too.
Yeah, and Mythbusters like somewhat busted this, just saying that like the mud would not keep your body temperature low enough for long enough, but it would work for a very short amount of time.
Hey, everything that happens in 80s movies was real. It can be replicated in real life.
Yeah. The Predator also like gives up immediately. Like he looks around for like 2 seconds, shoots at one body heat signature that's like a mongoose or some shit, and it's just like, all right, fuck it.
I think he's just so reliant on his heat vision at that point that he just, if he doesn't see it automatically, he just kind of goes away.
Also, like, his cloak is, like, on the fritz, and he's got other skulls to collect, so he's got to go back to all those guys he killed to
Yeah.
like clean them up, and
He's probably getting a little pissed off at this point that this guy's evading him.
Yeah, but he's also probably thinking like he's not going to get far. Like,
right.
I've got this whole ass jungle to hunt him. Oh, we didn't bring up that Anna like has mentioned that like this is not the first time
he's been around for probably a while.
Well, they come on hot years, so like when it gets really hot, like several bodies will fall, and then the killing will stop until the next time it gets hot.
Yeah, like it's kind of like a Jeepers Creepers type guy. You know,
yeah, we're just
every 30 years
like
they
deer
show
hunting
up.
season.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like a hunting season. There's like only a certain amount of time. I wonder if they have like tags, like you can only take this many.
You have your human hunting license, brother?
Yeah. Whoa. Are you like that one? Are you sure that one was armed? Was that one really sporting?
The fucking predator police come by. It's like, hey, we need the game warden or whatever. It's like, hey, we need to check your shit. As he's like in the middle of about to kill somebody.
Ooh, you're over your limit, buddy.
They pull out his cooler full of like skulls and stuff, just counting. It's like, oh, this one's a little too light.
Yeah.
This one's
you were supposed to throw this one back.
Yeah.
So Dutch realizes that the mud camo is the alien's weakness, and so he goes into full Kevin McAllister mode. Although I guess this was before Home Alone came out, so like Dutch is the original Home Alone.
That's where he gets it from. You know, Kevin probably watched this and he was prepared because of this movie.
Yeah, his parents didn't allow him to watch. Although his parents were pretty inattentive, he probably just like watched it and they were just like, Kevin.
Wasn't he like not really into like scary movies? Didn't they like scare him?
Oh yeah, but he still watched it.
Yeah, he still watched them.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like it was like he was running out of the room every time there was gore on screen, but he ended up seeing it.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, homie's he's going to be in the next season of the Fallout show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. All right. So we also get to see the Predator shining up his skulls, and get a little bit weirdly touchy-feely with him.
It's got a bunch of little skulls on there, too, of animals that, like, they are definitely... He doesn't need to be hunting them.
I don't know. They could be grays.
I don't know what that means.
Like alien grays?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Dutch prepares, creates the, like, most ridiculous bow, that like shoots straight through fucking trees.
Yeah.
But except for when he actually shoots it, when when the Predator's there, it seems like the weakest, slowest like shot to like go at it.
I think that's mostly just because of how heavy the front of it was. But yeah, like it goes off the bow and like straight down.
Yeah.
Yeah, he also like never shoots another like broadhead with it again. He just shoots like the explosive once, and then I think he immediately abandons the bow. Like he falls out of the tree without it.
Well, he shoots the thing, and then the Predator goes crazy and starts shooting everywhere, and he's just like, "I'm holding onto this tree." Like,
yeah. So we get the war cry and him lighting the bonfire, and like that's a badass war cry. Like,
yeah. Did Arnold do that actual cry?
I think so. Like I didn't see anything to say otherwise.
That's cool.
So yeah, we get the final battle. I love the part where like Arnold's like hiding on the tree, all camoed up, and then the Predator just sneaks past him, and he's just like, "Oh shit!" Like,
yeah. Well, a lot of the final battle is like Arnold just hiding from him and hoping to get lucky.
Yeah.
Like,
also, like as soon as the Predator sneaks past him, like the point where he's probably safest is just like right where he is. But as soon as the Predator's past him, he swings on a vine to another tree, and the Predator's like, "The fuck was that?"
Yeah, he should have just stayed where he was. But I guess he was trying to lead him into his trap the whole time, right?
Yeah, he had several traps planned. So, like, the first one is the explosion that fucks up the Predator's camo and causes a little bit of damage. And then he throws a rock to like find out where the Predator is. The Predator shoots the rock, and then I think the Predator retraces the rock's trajectory, which is when like the laser sights are like kind of like freewheeling across the screen to find out where he actually is. Like, I think it's supposed to be like retracing the trajectory of the rock. He hits it again with another explosive. He tries to like chase down the Predator with a spear. He follows its blood trail into a cave, only to realize the Predator's actually laid a trap for him and is behind him. He escapes from that barely, but then falls into a puddle of water or a pond or whatever and loses all his camo. So now we get to the final battle. The Predator like easily just like lifts him off the ground and gets to study his skull, and then decides this guy's worthy of going one-on-one. So the Predator removes its mask, and we get to see the mandibles and the vagina dentata.
It's a fucking gnarly ass face, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're gnarly looking aliens for sure.
It's gnarly, but also like iconic.
Yeah.
So they go 1-to-1 or mano a mano. Dutch tries to hit him with a big ass stump. Predator just bats that shit away. Just starts beating the fuck out of Arnold. Arnold finally tries to crawl away. He goes to his one spike trap, tries to lead the Predator through it. The Predator sees through it, decides to go around, but conveniently like is right underneath the dead weight, like the dead, was it called deadfall trap? Is that what it is?
No idea what it's called, but I mean, something just falls on top of him.
Yeah, well, it's the counterweight. So like, basically, the Predator was supposed to chase him through this little hole, which it's not really Predator style. And then the rope was supposed to like the rope or the trap would trigger, which would drop that huge weight, which would pull a rope, assumedly around the Predator, and launch him up into the spikes. But instead, the Predator goes around, so he's just directly under the deadfall. And so Dutch activates the trap, and the deadfall drops on the Predator, smashing him.
Kill me. Come on, do it.
Yeah, come on, do it.
He's trying to goad him, and it's not working.
Also, the Predator's like actual vision is the worst shit I've ever seen. Imagine having that. Imagine having that sight. Like,
do you think in the newer movies and stuff, like I can't remember if they show the Predator vision again, but does it get better? Like, do they see better as it goes? Because
I think they've retconned it a bit.
Okay.
Not a whole lot, but a bit. Still though, just awful.
That's why he's walking around in heat vision all the time, because he's just like, Jesus, I can't see anything.
This is better than the other stuff. So the Predator tosses the dead weight off. Arnold picks up a rock to smash it and realizes that, like, though it was able to do that, it is mortally wounded. Oh fuck! We forgot to mention the "You're one ugly motherfucker" line.
Yeah. That's a good line.
When Arnold finally sees his face, "You're one ugly motherfucker." I'm trying to remember what the TV version of it said, because like, if you guys watched like R-rated movies on like basic cable in the 90s, like they had some of the most absurd dub overs for certain like lines where they like had to keep it in because it's like important to the story. They would dub over with something else, like in the first Die Hard, instead of yippee-ki-yay motherfucker, it became yippee-ki-yay melon farmer. Or
melon farmer.
In the second one, it became yippee-ki-yay Mr. Falcon. In The Big Lebowski, instead of fuck a stranger in the ass, it became find a stranger in the Alps.
Find Me in the Alps or whatever.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was for this
DBZ
one.
Bridge makes fun of that.
Yeah. I think it was something like "You're one ugly Mister Mister something." Damn.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I wish I could remember. Anyways, Arnold looks over at this like dying, bleeding out predator, and he's like, "The hell are you?" And the alien responds, echoing him, "What the hell are you?" And then sets off his self-destruct device. So Arnold spends an awfully long time continuing to look at this thing tick down until he finally decides to start running.
Yeah.
And he hoofs it.
Yeah, and in hindsight, he probably should have smashed his head with the rock, so that didn't happen.
Yeah, but instead he books it. Arnold's got like a pretty solid run. Like all that running before and after a shooting day really paid off.
Yeah.
Well, and this is like he's been doing action movies for so long at that point. If he didn't know how to run, there's something wrong with him.
I mean, to be fair, there are quite a few action stars that never learned how to run. Steven Seagal looks like shit when he runs.
He is not an action star. That guy is not an action star.
He's the star of several action movies, Kevin. They're not good.
He's not a star. I don't even think he's a movie actor. He's just a warm body that is in movies sometimes. You literally could just have a mannequin do the same things that he does.
Hey, I'm not trying to defend him. I'm just saying he starred in movies that were action oriented, and he looks like shit when he runs. In any case, he survives the explosion. The helicopter comes and picks him up. He looks fucking traumatized and like just covered in ash and shit. But like when they come to pick him up, he's just standing there, hands on hips, and it's funny because like it looks like a heroic shot, but like you can tell he's just like, my insides are liquid, like I'm fucked. like he just looks so beat up once he actually gets into the helicopter. And the black pilot in the helicopter is Kevin Peter Hall. McTiernan wanted him to get at least one face shot just because like he had been such a good sport and such a help like as the monster. He was like, let's make him the pilot.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that is Predator. And then we get the end titles. And my God, like that shit is so disorienting.
I was not expecting that as like a thing. I was like,
Nobody
all right, well,
was.
that was it. I'm not watching all this shit.
It's so weird because like it just cuts to like them all doing like turn and poses.
It's kind of like the end of MASH or something. Like,
yeah, it's very much like the end of an old sitcom of like and starring. And it's really funny that like everyone like filmed like a couple seconds for that, except for Arnold, who they clearly just took like a clip from earlier in the movie. He's not even looking at the camera.
yeah.
Yeah, very, very surreal to see that at the end of a movie where we just saw like people getting their spines ripped out and shit. Like,
Yeah.
Oh man. So the budget of this movie was roughly between $15 and $18 million, although probably higher. But the box office was $98.3 million, which was pretty respectable at the time. It's gone on to spawn numerous sequels, books, movies, comic books, games, and continues to make shit to this day. 2 new Predator movies came out this year.
2 of them?
Yeah, there's the animated Killer of Killers and then Predator Badlands.
Which I think both got good reviews, so.
I'm not sure about Killer of Killers, but Badlands, as far as I can tell.
I think Killer of Killers did. I remember something animated Predator-wise getting good reviews.
Well, I would assume that'd be it then. I just didn't really look into it, so couldn't tell you.
Killer, yeah, it did. It got really good reviews.
Okay. So, anything else on this before we get out of here?
Mike needs to explain why he didn't like the movie a lot. I think that's how we should end this, we can argue with him and tell him that he's a piece of shit for not liking it as much as he should.
I just didn't care for it. It wasn't my thing.
What's your thing?
Interview with a Vampire.
I haven't even seen that.
God damn it.
That movie's
like I
lit.
said, I
I do
liked
not
the
like that
Alien
movie. It's
Like
so
Alien
boring.
was really good to me. I like other '80s flicks. It just Alien just didn't really click for me.
You mean Predator?
I didn't think it was a bad movie. It just wasn't a movie that I cared for.
Guy doesn't even know what movie we're on. He's saying Alien.
To be
Not
fair,
all
Sorry,
aliens
Predator.
are the same, Mike.
Sorry,
Okay,
Predator.
they
To be
don't
f-
all look the same.
to be fair, when we watched Alien, he also said that movie was boring.
Yeah, there was still boring parts of that movie, but I think it was a better movie. Yeah, I liked the atmosphere of it more than the being stuck in the fucking jungle, being
Mike's
hunted down
ruined his
by
brain.
Predator.
All right. Well, yeah, this movie's got a lot of nostalgia that like really can keep me entertained. But like, I genuinely had no trouble watching this movie twice for this. Like, it was just like, oh, an excuse to watch Predator. Fuck yeah.
Was that the reason why he wanted to do the episode? They're like, oh man, I feel like watching Predator. I'm gonna just fucking make us do a podcast on it.
Yeah,
Well,
I
that
think
new
the
one-
only thing that would make the Predator better for King is if it was like directed by John Carpenter.
No, I really like John McTiernan as well. Until he got into his legal trouble, like he had some bangers. He also made the remake to Rollerball, which nobody really liked.
Is that the one with Keanu?
It's not Keanu. It's Chris.
Oh no, yeah, it's the
It's the guy from American Pie.
yeah.
Chris. I want to say it's like Chris Platt or Chris
No, I know exactly. Chris Klein.
Klein. Yeah. And
Yeah.
like, to be honest, I still enjoy that movie to an extent. Like it's
I like
not-
it when it's about the rollerball and all the stuff, and then when it like there's a point to something happens, and then they're like they do this motorcycle stuff. Once it gets to that, I'm like done. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, what did this movie just transform into?
Yeah, it's a bit half baked, and it's one of those like early 2000 ones where it's like, oh man, I forgot that movie existed.
Yeah, that's that like LL Cool J arc as well. Like,
Yeah.
I think he does Deep Blue Sea around there too, and he's like the only he beats the horror trope of not dying first.
Well, yeah, because Samuel L. Jackson took
Yeah.
it from him.
They're like, oh, we still got to kill a black guy first, but we'll also save a black guy.
I have a story about that if we ever end up doing Deep Blue Sea, which I'd be fine with.
I loved that movie. I loved Deep Blue Sea.
Well, that'll be for another time. I love this movie. I love all of its problematic and dirty sequels too. Like they're not nearly as good as this. Most of them are not nearly as good as this one, but I still love them. And I will continue to consume Predator content. I don't.
Yeah,
like
you probably
what's-
should reword that a little bit.
I don't think there's any. I don't think there's a way to.
No, I got it. I will continue to consume Yautja content. And Alien content, and when they get put together, even though I will inevitably be disappointed. But I love this shit.
I think most crossover things like that, you get disappointed. Like Freddy versus Jason, I was honestly disappointed with the movie.
I liked that movie.
I liked
course
it
you
until they
fucking
were
did.
fighting, but then when they're fighting, I don't think it does it justice. But and then I don't know.
Yeah, I will say like some of the video games are like genuinely really good, and some of the books were genuinely really good, and some of the comics were genuinely really good. On screen, not so much. But I think that's going to do it for us today. Kevin, go ahead and lead us out.
Well, guys, thanks for listening. Catch us for more on Instagram at What We Consume Podcast and on X at What_We_consume. You can't catch Mike anywhere because he's not a predator and doesn't have emails.
Yeah,
Wow.
sure.
And I am at King Hagathor on both Twitter and Blue Sky. I've been bouncing back and forth between the two recently, so I hate both of them, but I am on both of them, so I see quite a bit of shit. Other than that, bye-bye.